You know, he was a real good guy. I got to know him first as a player when he played for the Regina Pats, and then he started here on an amateur tryout. He was just a safe, simple guy, led a pretty easy home life, barely had a bank account. You know, he was just a simple guy with some issues to deal with. He was supposed to be in Winnipeg. Board a flight on Sunday night to Winnipeg for MRI to have his knee checked. He had left me a message on Sunday morning when I was coming home from Europe to give him a call. I must have only missed him by a couple of minutes. I just wanted to know if there was some ice to skate at while he was here. He'd had an apartment set up, and I never got to him, left him a message and texted him. We sort of had a system going all summer where, you know, he'd text back or call back within seconds, and he had done that, but he didn't do it on this occasion. Rob Millett, who's our medical trainer, asked me if I'd seen him Monday morning for his appointment. I said I hadn't. Spent some time trying to track him down, was unable to do so. Later in the evening, probably much like you guys, I hadn't located him through his family or his grandmother or anybody. We started to see the odd Twitter feed and went to work from there, and probably found it the same way you guys did, other than I spoke with his grandmother. Not sure what time that was, but she did confirm the incident to me. I mean, I remember picking him up at the airport with that god-awful long shoreman's beard, and but he seemed really, really ready to go and really happy to be back playing, and he didn't care if it was the American Hockey League or the National Hockey League. He was just happy to be back playing, and for Rick, comfort was a big issue, and playing back here was important to him, and I thought in the playoffs he was arguably our best player 7 out of 10 games. I mean, Rick was a very private guy. There's no doubt about that. He had a very small, tight support group that he counted on. But being at the rink and playing hockey was where he was truly happy. And I wouldn't say that he shared those things in the room. I never got any indication that there's something that was going to trigger it leading up until yesterday. And I never got the sense that there was any problems all summer. And I've spoke to other people in his support group, and none of us had that sense. And that's a small, tight-knit group. So either something happened very quickly or we all missed the boat. I mean, I'd watched him play junior, and he was a good, hard-nosed player, but I watched the Wheat Kings pound them into submission here one night and went to watch practice the next day because Curtis Hunt was a friend of mine, and Rick was blocking shots in practice. I can remember going down to the dressing room and saying, "Tell me more about this guy," and it went from there. I mean, he was a true character guy. The coach, Curtis Hunt, really went to bat for him, and we offered him an amateur tryout, and there wasn't a long line. His agent couldn't say yes fast enough. I mean, when he came in, he was 5'11", 160 pounds, and Randy was like, "Where did you find this guy?" Like, he wasn't overly impressed with his size or his physique or anything, but he did okay in the first practice, and once he got in, and you know, I mean, I think he established himself in the one fight here against Ole Christian Tolson against Syracuse, and he moved from there. But I mean, he just wasn't a tough guy. He was a good, useful player. He could skate. He could physically get into the forecheck. He could pound people with his body. He was a good, functional guy, and at that time on that team, we needed that in a fourth line center role, and he fit real good. It's hard to put into words. I mean, it's been a very challenging 24 hours. I don't even think it's 24 hours yet. But yeah, I'm hoping not to have to deal with it again. But you learn lessons from these things. And I mean, Rick always spoke about trying to, once he had his situation under control, about trying to speak out and help other people. And at the end of the day, I hope something like this comes out of this. I guess I'm having trouble trying to see how it will, but I suppose at the end of the day, if Rick's a lot happier today than he was yesterday,